In this podcast episode, Dr. James Hollis, an 85-year-old analytical psychologist and author, explores the profound question of what constitutes a life of meaning. The conversation delves into the inner workings of the psyche, the limitations of ego consciousness, the challenges of societal and cultural expectations, and how our deepest selves often call us toward paths that may conflict with external pressures. Dr. Hollis also discusses the modern crisis of meaning, the psychological dynamics behind depression, the importance of parenting and self-relationship, and offers insight into how individuals might begin to reconnect with their authentic purpose and soul's calling. Dr. Hollis argues that meaning is not something to be found like a lost object, but rather arises experientially when what happens inside us aligns with the agenda of our soul. This agenda is an internal, often unconscious force that knows what is truly right for us beyond societal expectations or ego-driven goals. Achieving external success, such as a career or social status, does not guarantee meaning, as was the case for Hollis himself when he experienced serious depression after fulfilling conventional goals. The loss of meaning signals a withdrawal of inner support, prompting a deeper exploration of one's authentic self. To understand this process, Hollis defines several key terms. Ego consciousness refers to our immediate conscious awareness of self and present environment, what we typically think of as I. The psyche, derived from the Greek word for soul, encompasses the totality of the human experience, including body, emotions, cognition, and an autonomous inner life. It is not a fixed entity, but an evolving energy system that expresses itself mysteriously through life and withdraws at death. Intrapsychic awareness means paying attention to the internal processes, many of which function autonomously and beyond the control of conscious will, much like digestion or cell renewal. Hollis describes the challenge of aligning the ego consciousness with the deeper self as a process of recovery, regaining personal authority over one's life. Childhood dependence and socialization tend to separate people from their instinctual inner guidance, often through mixed messages, shame, or cultural norms. When the core nature is violated or ignored, suffering ensues, signaling a pathological disruption that requires attentive response. The path toward meaning involves listening to and trusting the autonomous other within, which may communicate insights unpredictably through dreams, sudden realizations, or shifts in perspective. Many people reach midlife or later, realizing that their socially prescribed achievements do not fill an inner emptiness. They feel disconnected from their soul's purpose. Hollis highlights the paradox that true freedom and meaning frequently involve facing authentic suffering rather than escaping it. What Jung termed neurosis is often a flight from this suffering. Instead of avoiding pain or relying solely on distractions, the meaningful journey engages suffering as a vital teacher, offering a deep sense of purpose once its meaning is discerned. The discussion references Ivan Ilyich's story, where a man did everything right by societal standards, but faced profound regret and alienation at life's end because he had never confronted his true self. This illustrates the tension between social conformity and inner authenticity. Cultural frameworks such as careerism, gender roles, and consumed values often demand compromise or self-betrayal. Despite good intentions, parents and societies may unconsciously impose their own values, which can create internal conflict for individuals whose authentic souls call for a different path. Hollis notes that despite unprecedented global connectivity through technology, modern life often results in greater loneliness and disconnection. Governments have recognized loneliness as a public health concern. The artificial constructs of contemporary society, consumerism, distractions, mediated experiences, often serve as diversions from confronting the inner life and existential questions. This growing dislocation contributes significantly to widespread mental health issues and the lack of meaning many experience. Dr. Hollis and the host discuss the limitations of the prevailing medical model that labels depression narrowly and tends to treat it pharmacologically without addressing deeper causes. Depression symptoms are signals of a misalignment between an individual's life circumstances and their internal needs or values, rather than simply biological deficits in many cases. Hollis emphasizes a nuanced view wherein some depressive experiences are biologically driven and require medication, but for many, depression reflects existential distress. Recognizing and exploring this distress as a call from the psyche enables true growth and healing. An authentic life requires ongoing dialogue with the psyche, involving practices such as journaling, dream work, and reflection. It is not about quick fixes or predetermined answers, but learning to ask the right questions and cultivate curiosity about one's deepest self. The journey toward meaning involves balancing privacy and engagement, integrating neglected parts of the personality, and committing to courageously face discomfort and uncertainty. Hollis stresses that there is no single answer or path. Rather, wholeness is a dynamic, evolving process. When discussing parenting, Hollis underscores that the most valuable gift to a child is permission to be themselves, to feel their emotions, pursue their desires, and develop their unique identity without conditions or demands to replicate parental values. Parents who impose their own unmet needs or cultural agendas risk burdening their children with internal conflicts and alienation. The challenge is to provide secure love and acceptance while encouraging children to live their own journeys genuinely, even if that path diverges from tradition or expectation. While the essence of the self remains constant, the way it expresses itself varies according to cultural, social, and environmental factors. What constitutes a meaningful life may differ significantly depending on geography and cultural milieu, but the internal calling is universal. Many ancestors lived in conditions where authentic self-expression was impossible or severely constrained. The contemporary task, Hollis suggests, is to evolve human consciousness so that more individuals have the opportunity to discover and honor their soul's agenda. For those stuck in unsatisfying careers or life situations, Dr. Hollis encourages asking reflective questions. What excited or inspired you as a child? What activities spontaneously energize you now? What aspects of your personality or creativity have been abandoned and need rekindling? Engaging with these questions may lead to incremental changes, such as reintroducing lost hobbies or cultivating interests alongside existing responsibilities. Finding ways to nourish the spirit can make existing roles more bearable or open doors to new possibilities. Hollis reflects on how his therapeutic approach has evolved from offering advice and solutions to holding a container that allows the client's unique process to unfold. Therapy is an act of listening deeply, paying attention to the soul's messages, and encouraging clients to listen to themselves. Techniques ranging from dream analysis to storytelling aid this nurturing of inner dialogue. Ultimately, it is a mutual journey of discovery that cannot be rushed or prescribed. For those interested in delving deeper into these themes, Dr. Hollis suggests starting with his works such as Finding Meaning in the Second Half of Life, Swamplands of the Soul, and The Eden Project. These books explore midlife challenges, personal growth, and the call to authentic living in greater detail, offering guidance for readers eager to engage with their own process of meaning-making.